everyone. I hope you're all doing well at the end of this class. I know it's been kind of a long journey for me. We've had a really busy semester. My kids have been so busy with school and their schedules, and my husband had to go on a military debt, which for anybody who doesn't know, he just had to go out of town to a different state for about a month and do some training. And yeah, it's just been interesting. We're also getting ready to move. We live in North Carolina right now, and we are preparing to move to Florida, which I'm super excited about, but it just adds to the amount of stress, and it adds to, you know, just the amount of things that I have to get done, which is one of the reasons, not an excuse, but one of the reasons why I didn't realize that this video was actually due yesterday on Thursday and not today on Friday. So I do apologize for that. And with all of that kind of being said, I think that my biggest sort of struggle on my journey to become a teacher is going to be time management. I feel like that's the one thing that constantly stands in my way, because there's so many things, especially with having 3 kids and a husband who's in the military, that are just so far beyond your control. So in my mind, I can plan on having my readings done and my assignments taken care of and quizzes handed in on time. But in actuality, when, you know, one of the kids goes down with the flu, or, you know, someone, I hate to say it, but it's true, when, you know, one of them winds up fracturing an ankle and we wind up in the emergency room, or my husband suddenly gets sent someplace for training, there's nothing I can do. Like, those things are out of my hands. And, you know, I've just been trying really, really, really hard to focus and try the best that I can. And I think that at the end of the day, it's just a matter of that. It's just a matter of, you know, knowing that I am trying the best that I can, but that also, you know, sometimes things are just gonna come up and you kind of have to just roll with the punches and get things done when you can, unfortunately. So that's my biggest struggle, I think, on my journey to becoming a teacher. So what did I learn from this class? I've actually been in the childcare field for probably over 19 years now, and but this will be sort of my first time going into elementary education. So I think for me, some of the biggest things that I learned were just some of the laws that are out there to, you know, sort of protect teachers and to protect students. I think that I definitely learned that there's such a great deal of technology out there for teachers to use in their classrooms, which is fairly new to me, because I don't know, like, I'm very kind of old school, and I think that I need to learn how to embrace the technology that's out there and use it in the classroom, because it is, you know, so readily available to the students that, you know, they really need to have that in the classroom and be able to engage with the technology and the apps that are currently being used. Let's see, what else did I learn from this class? You know, I learned that obviously time management is super important, and, you know, in my own life, I think that that's going to transfer over to the classroom as well. You know, it's just going to be important to make sure that there's a classroom schedule and that all ties into classroom management and the behavior of the students. You know, we had that one chapter that was pretty much all about that. And so that was really important for me to really let that sink in and focus on working on those skills. So how will I use technology in the classroom if I'm not really comfortable with it? Well, I just have to get comfortable with it because, like I said, it's out there. The kids need to experience it. I think that there's a balance between doing regular hands-on work and having the kids, you know, work together in groups and work, you know, on their own and independently, but also using technology and incorporating technology into the classroom. If I happen to work in a school system that is lucky enough to have iPads, you know, I would love to use some of the apps that we researched during our technology project. I really like the fact that there are apps out there that can help the kids to study. So I feel like that would be one of the things that I would like to incorporate into my classroom. I like how some of the quizzes can be done online and how the teacher can, you know, immediately see the results. So that's definitely something that I would use in the classroom. A few years ago, I worked as a teacher assistant in a kindergarten classroom, and that teacher would use a lot of Jack Hartman's works. For those of you who don't know, he does a lot of like musical, educational type of videos, and she would use a lot of his YouTube videos as like brain breaks for the kids. So they would do their work and then maybe they could get to stand up and move around the room and watch one of his educational videos. And I think for me, if I were in a younger classroom, you know, maybe kindergarten, first grade, I would definitely consider using that technology. I also like the idea of being able to use a whiteboard. Again, that would be dependent on the school and, you know, if they're able to afford that, especially the smart boards, they're super expensive. I think that using or having the use of an Elmo with the projector is fantastic because you can display a small piece of information and blow it up onto the whiteboard for the students to see, and you know, they can interact that way. You know, even if it's not a smart board, they can still go up to the board and point to an answer or, you know, interact in that way. So I think that those are some good uses of technology in the classroom. I also like my kids' teachers use the Remind app and Sign Up Genius, and I think I will definitely use those two pieces of technology because the Remind app is fantastic. Like anytime that they have a quiz due or a field trip coming up, you know, I get that message instantaneously. And even in my crazy busy life, okay, I can remember that that's coming up. You know, it's not just like being sent home a piece of paper that, you know, winds up in the trash and gets forgotten about. You know, you get that notification on your phone, and I think that that's super useful and important. And I also like the Sign Up Genius because it's a super easy way to involve parents in your classroom in, you know, whether it's bringing in supplies or if your class is having a party, if they want to bring in treats or something like that, you know, they don't have to come into your classroom to sign up for anything. They can just see the form online on their phone and sign up for something immediately. So I think that those are two other important pieces of technology that I would use in my classroom. So anyway, to end this video, excuse me, I hope that all of you are, you know, doing great and feeling encouraged about completing this degree. And I found it really enjoyable, and I guess I hope you did too. So good luck with your next classes, and I guess good night for now.